Deion Sanders arrived in Cleveland with the kind of quiet intensity that always seems to follow him, even when he insists he is only there as a father. The Colorado Buffaloes coach had reached the end of a turbulent college football season and finally had a chance to stand on an NFL sideline simply to watch his son, rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders, carve out his place in a league that rarely gives anything to anyone. But even when Deion tries to step into the background, the spotlight bends toward him, and in Cleveland it happened again. What was supposed to be a simple moment of family support transformed into another controversy the Browns did not want. Another round of speculation the NFL could not resist. And another reminder that the presence of Deion Sanders is never neutral. All it took was one short conversation captured on video, a brief exchange between Sanders and Cleveland Browns owner Jimmy Haslam before the team's matchup against the Tennessee Titans. The clip, posted by ESPN Cleveland, was barely a few seconds long, just enough for Haslam to greet him warmly and say, "We're glad to have you. Let's have 12 play well today." It was a line that sounded harmless, the kind of casual optimism an owner might express to the father of his rookie quarterback. But in Cleveland, where the quarterback position has been a source of instability, rumor, and frustration for years, those few words became gasoline on a fire already burning before the season even began. The controversy had been simmering since draft night, when Shedeur Sanders slid all the way to the 5th round despite months of speculation and debate over his place among college football's elite quarterbacks. The Browns selected him late, after already drafting Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round, and with veterans Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett occupying the depth chart. Cleveland's quarterback room was crowded long before Shedeur got there, and the idea that the team would use 2 draft picks on the same position, especially with so many holes elsewhere, made little sense unless something else was driving the decision. That something, according to rumor, was Jimmy Haslam himself, the owner who has never been shy about placing his fingerprints on major organizational moves. Haslam denied it immediately, insisting the front office made the call and that he had no role in pushing for the former Colorado star. But draft rumors are sticky, especially when they involve a polarizing player with a famous father. And when Deion showed up in Cleveland, standing alongside Haslam as if the two were longtime collaborators, those whispers reignited with force. Deion wasn't helping matters either. For all the talk of him being there only to support Shedeur, he carries a gravitational pull that turns every interaction into a storyline. His presence is a headline, his words are dissected, and his body language becomes the subject of talk show monologues. The NFL world knows his charisma. The college football world knows his influence. And every organization watching Shedeur's development knows that the father, for better or worse, is never far from the son. Throughout the season, Cleveland fans had grown restless with the team's quarterback performance. Gabriel, the rookie taken earlier, had flashes of potential but lacked consistency. The offense sputtered through the early schedule, and calls for Shedeur to get his chance grew louder. But the Browns showed no urgency to make a change, sticking with their depth chart until Gabriel suffered a concussion in a brutal matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. It wasn't strategy that finally put Shedeur on the field, it was necessity. When Shedeur finally earned the opportunity, he did not treat it as a temporary audition. His first 3 starts were full of the poise, accuracy, and resilience that had defined his college career, particularly in moments when Colorado had been overmatched. He wasn't perfect, but he was confident, composed, and unflinching in the face of pressure that had rattled many young quarterbacks before him. Kevin Stefanski, a coach fighting for his own job amid the Browns' struggles, did not hesitate once he saw enough. After those early performances, he confirmed that Shedeur would start for the remainder of the season. It should have been a celebratory moment for the Sanders family. Instead, it deepened the speculation. Critics wondered whether Stefanski had made the decision freely or whether Haslam's shadow, and by extension, Deion's, was hovering over the coaching staff. The rumor mill kept churning, now fueled by a new theory. If Stefanski were to lose his job, Deion Sanders could be next in line to replace him. It sounded outrageous at first, a dramatic storyline straight out of sports talk radio. Deion coaching his son again at the NFL level? A college coach with only a few years of experience skipping directly into one of the most scrutinized jobs in sports? And yet, the idea refused to go away. Deion's mere presence inside the building kept the speculation alive. Analysts connected dots that may not have existed. Fans whispered about a future built around Shedeur with his father guiding the franchise. It didn't matter that Deion is under contract at Colorado, or that he recently doubled down on his commitment to developing freshman quarterback Julian Lewis. It didn't matter that leaving Colorado after a disappointing 3-9 season would raise even more questions about his coaching trajectory. What mattered was the proximity, the optics, the undeniable chemistry between Sanders and the Haslam family, and the timing of a Browns season spiraling toward frustration at 3-10. The rumors grew louder. Coaches feared drafting Shedeur because Deion might eventually take their job. Teams hesitated not because of talent, but because of the gravitational force of the Sanders brand. And now, with Deion walking freely through the Browns facility, those old draft night fears resurfaced with renewed energy. But beneath all the noise, there lies a simpler truth, one that often gets drowned out in the storm of speculation. Deion Sanders is, above all else, a father. He has made no secret of how much pride he takes in Shedeur's journey. He has spoken openly about the sacrifices required to coach his college team while rarely getting to watch his son play live. The logistics of overlapping seasons kept him separated from Shedeur in ways that tugged at him more than he admitted publicly. And now, with the Buffaloes season finally complete, he is free to stand on the sideline, to watch warm-ups, to dissect throws, to simply exist in the same space as the quarterback he helped shape from childhood. In that light, his presence in Cleveland becomes something far less sinister. He is not interviewing for an NFL job. He is not secretly plotting a takeover of the Browns. He is not undermining Stefanski or sending coded messages about the front office. He is doing what any father with his level of passion and fame would do: showing up, supporting, celebrating, and offering reassurance to a rookie who entered the league amid skepticism and scrutiny. But in the NFL, where every detail becomes narrative, nothing stays simple for long. Deion's every handshake, every conversation, every sideline glance becomes part of a larger mosaic that people will debate endlessly. The Haslam interaction, brief as it was, became another moment frozen in controversy. Another manufactured symbol of power, influence, and the unshakable bond between father and son. And Shedeur, navigating his rookie season with the weight of expectations on his shoulders, is learning quickly that the NFL does not only test your arm talent, it tests your ability to withstand narrative storms you did not create. Through it all, Deion remains unbothered. He stands tall, confident, unapologetic, a man who built his life refusing to shrink for anyone. He has faced louder critics and harsher scrutiny in both his playing and coaching careers. He knows how to control a room with his presence, how to command attention without uttering a word. He also knows when a moment is being blown out of proportion. In private, he has brushed aside the rumors, insisting his only priority is supporting his son while preparing Colorado for the next chapter. That next chapter involves rebuilding, developing talent, and proving that his program is not a one-season phenomenon. Colorado fans still believe in him, still see in him the visionary leader who restored hope during his meteoric arrival. They expect him to return to Boulder, not trade his trademark cowboy hat for an NFL headset. If anything, Deion's weekend in Cleveland reveals more about the public's fascination with him than about his intentions. People project onto him authority, influence, ambition, disruption. They see his swagger and assume he must be plotting something monumental. But sometimes the story is far more human. Sometimes a father is just a father, proud and present. Yet as long as Shedeur continues to rise, as long as the Browns remain a franchise defined by quarterback drama, and as long as Deion Sanders continues to be one of the most magnetic figures in sports, the speculation will never fully disappear. Cleveland did not intend to ignite a controversy. Deion certainly did not plan it. But it happened anyway, because everything around the Sanders family happens in bold, dramatic arcs. Their story has never been quiet. And in Cleveland, among flashing cameras and whispered theories, another chapter unfolded. Complex, emotional, misunderstood, but undeniably compelling, as every chapter in the Sanders saga always seems to be.